I'm Chris King with OTC Markets, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Nora Lanari, Head of Investor Relations at Localiza. Localiza trades on our OTCQX Best Market under ticker symbol LZRFY. Welcome, Nora.
Well, thank you, Chris. It's always a pleasure to be here.
So before we begin, I wanted to acknowledge or recognize the accomplishments for 2019. Not only were you an OTCQX Best 50 company, but you also recently won 4 awards at the Brazil Investor Relations Magazine Awards. So fantastic news, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. 2019 was a great year for the company. Hopefully we can do it again in 2020.
Nora, can you provide an update on the Localiza business and specifically the competitive landscape in South America?
Yeah, well, business is doing very good. As a matter of fact, we are the leaders in South American market. Main market for us is Brazil, but we are present in other 5 countries in South America. Direct operation in Brazil, the other countries through franchisees. But it's interesting because over the last 4 years, since 2016, we've been able to keep growing double digits. So 2016 we grew car rental 20%, next year 35%, next year 39%, and now we are still growing 30%. So the company is doubling its size every 2.5 years or 3 years. So very, very good journey those last 4 years.
What sets Localiza apart from its competitors?
We are a car rental operator and a fleet management company, so we operate both. Short-term contracts and long-term contracts, both to individuals or corporations. In Brazil, we are the leaders in market size, market share. So Localiza is larger than the number 2 and 3 combined, not only in fleet size, but also in number of branches. So we have clear competitive advantages, and we say the 4 major links of the process: raising money, buying cars, renting them, and selling them. So AAA company in Brazil, so we are able to get money with lower spreads than competitors, which is key for a capital-intensive business. With that, we go to negotiate with the OEMs, and we get the bigger scale since we are the largest buyer in Brazil. So we negotiate good conditions, better discounts, and good conditions with the top OEMs in Brazil. We are negotiating today with around 13 OEMs, so we get cheaper money and also better conditions to buy the car. When we think on the rental side, we are number 1 player in this market, as I mentioned to you, but number 1 in satisfaction as well. So the biggest network, we are bigger than the 2nd and 3rd, again, combined in number of branches, in cities, but we are investing heavily in technology and improving the user experience, the customer journey in Localiza. So it's been a key driver for customer satisfaction and maintaining our premium perception or the premium perception of the market towards our services. And by the end of the cycle, of course, we have to sell cars, and we decided beginning of the 90s that we would try to cut the intermediaries and sell directly to final consumer. So a bit different from the American model where we have the buyback, car rental companies reselling the car back to OEMs. In Brazil, we prefer to sell them directly to final consumer. So we shorten our car rental cycle. We renew the whole fleet within a year. So we are selling almost new cars, pre-owned cars, with around 15,000 miles, which is a fair of a good car. And that allows us to increase the residual value of the car, reducing the depreciation cost, which is one of the, if not the major cost of the industry. So we do believe that we still have strong competitive advantages versus the other players in Brazil. And we know it is still a fragmented market. We have around 11,000 operators in Brazil, most of them independent mom-and-pop shops, and 3 big players. And Localiza is the largest in a market still to be consolidated. So we have a good perspective of this market for the coming years.
So you mentioned that you're in New York for an investor conference. You've been trading on OTCQX in the US for about 7 years. How has cross-trading here helped you with engagement with US investors?
Well, it's key for us. Since the IPO back in 2005, Localiza's stock performance was at around 30% per year, so it's impressive, and we continue growing at a very strong pace. So our investor base is mostly comprised of foreigners. Roughly 75% of my base is either US, Europe, or Asia. US being the big bulk. So it's important for us to access a different pocket and create the awareness of Localiza and the business case. This story is a very good story, and still there's more to come.
Well, thank you very much for attending the Market Centre today, and many congratulations on all the accomplishments. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you, my pleasure.